Have you gone to the doctor recently because of pain throughout your body for which there seems to be no relief? Introducing Dr. Anthony Panozzo. The Dr. Panozzo Sports and Medicine Hour will bring you a new technique to resolve painful issues throughout the body. Dr. Panozzo has worked with over 65,000 patients over 40 years and has developed a revolutionary approach to pain treatment. His treatment allows fast and effective treatment of pain without narcotics, surgery, and physical therapy. There is no manipulation or alternative approaches. Weight bearing and the return of normal range of motion without pain is the best kept secret this man has to deliver. So, get ready to call in and ask all of your painful questions and get the answers you've been looking for. Now, here's today's edition of Dr. Panozzo's Sports and Medicine Hour.
My name is Terry Minogue. I'm the general manager here at the Delray Beach PGA Tour Superstore. We're located just east of 95, one block on Linton Boulevard. We're celebrating here our 2-year anniversary, and we'd love for you to come visit us. Come check out our practice bays, our simulators. We have the latest and greatest in golf equipment. We have knowledgeable associates to help you with all your golf and tennis needs. As you can see, we have everything you could possibly need for golf and tennis. Come see us as we celebrate our 2-year anniversary. Come see us here where you have 50,000 square feet of all your golfing needs. A large putting green with over 1,000 putters. You can try them all. We want you to come in and see us and have some fun here in Delray Beach.
Have you been to the doctor lately with knee problems, back problems, joint pain, shoulder pain, flat feet, heel spur? Was pain medication or surgery recommended? Well, what if I told you may never have to have drugs or go for surgery or physical therapy? For 45 years, Dr. Panozzo has successfully treated over 69,000 patients with no surgery, no medication, and no rehab. Professional golfers, golf instructors, golf teachers, they've all gone to Dr. Panozzo to eliminate their pain. As a bonus, they find they gain 40-plus yards. Guaranteed. That's right, guaranteed. Wouldn't you like to stop being in pain? Before you go under the knife, call Dr. Panozzo at 561-381-5800. See what it's like to go through life with no pain. The number again is 561-381-5800. Be sure to listen to Dr. Panozzo every Sunday at 11 o'clock on 94.3 FM and learn how you can live without pain, surgery, or medication. Call 561-381-5800 or check out his website at paincentersnationwide.com.
Please welcome a new sponsor to the show. It's AMP2 TV, the first and only internet network that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet television production company, discover AMP2 TV, a full-service production company that can provide all streaming videos in studio or remotely. They offer web page development, and they use all the latest platforms to help make your business selling points more powerful. They can do remotes and live streaming, as well as tape productions. Let AMP2 TV handle all of your television production needs. Choose from a variety of creative TV and radio packages and see why AMP2 TV works with many major companies, including Comcast, Bravo, and Fox 29, as well as individuals and businesses of all types and sizes. To see samples of their work or to find out more, visit their website at amp2.tv. That's AMP2.tv. Or call them at 1-866-224-5422. That's 866-224-5422.
I think we have a couple of your fans came here to see Dr. Panozzo. They have some questions. Hello, everybody. I'm glad you're listening to the radio and coming over to see the doctor. Today is something very unusual. We're trying this out because the doctor is the expert in helping golfers to alleviate that pain that they have when they play golf. Talk to me a little about the pain. I'm going to bring someone on for you to meet, Doc, who's experiencing that pain, who's a golfer.
Well, look, the golf swing on the.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm not hooked.
No. Go ahead.
They picked me.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Sorry about that, folks. I'm sorry, Doc. Explain again what it is.
Somebody wants to hear this.
We were talking about, I know, when you have an audience at a live show, anything can happen. We're talking about the pain that golfers exhibit when
golfers have a pain. In fact, the older you get, the more pain you're going to have.
Okay.
But pain is caused by a structure in the back, in the neck, in the shoulders, between the shoulder blades, lower back, and the hips and knees. So the expert will be able to tell you which structure is involved and then treat it directly, and then your swing comes to normal. Now the golfing instructors are not trained this way. They're trained to look at the swing and modify it so you can hit the ball. But on modifying an already modified swing gives you a double problem, does it not? So that probably not the right way to go. So you have to go back to basics, treat the cause of whatever's bothering the swing, and then the swing comes to normal for that person. And it works just that way.
So in other words, when we see all these beautiful clubs that they have here, Doc, I mean, I'm looking at drivers that are really great drivers. If you see later on, we're going to show you someone that hits a ball, and you're going to actually do the physiology part and show him how he can get in at least up to 40 yards. Am I correct?
Oh yeah.
Wow, is that amazing?
That's 120 yards. That's a lot of.
No, it's 120 feet, right?
120. Well,
120 yards. Yeah, that's a lot. Wow. Could you imagine that guy that's sitting over there? And he's looking over at that wonderful, wonderful thing. He's got water over here. He's got sand over here, and he knows, wow, God, if I could get that extra 40 yards, and he goes all the way halfway back, and he can't go any further. You could fix that.
We can fix that.
Wow, that's amazing. So also, I was I picked up an article in Sports Illustrated about them saying that Tiger Woods might have a career-ending injury, and they might be treating the wrong thing. I know you can't talk about it because you have a diagnosed Tiger Woods, but Tiger, if you're out there, we've got the answer.
But we do not believe in any kind of surgery on any part of the body in golf. I don't see how you can get hurt in golf. You cannot. Scar tissue from a pain will cause a deviation of the swing. When you add a surgical scar, it's even worse. Think back, how many people operated went back to winning all the time like these.
Right. No, you're right.
It's very hard, and we have the treatment for those injuries so that you don't need an operation. And I truly mean that. And you can hold me to it. And in fact, I love it. If you hold me to it, it'll be great.
Well, all I can say is, Doc, I've been there. I've seen it, and to me, when you're dealing with people that love a sport like golf, I mean, golf is probably one of the fastest growing sports in the world. I mean, everyone, kids are playing golf when they're young. They're able to get that nice swing where they're able to go back and not have any problem. Then they start getting older, and all of a sudden now that swing is kind of eliminated. They can't do that. Fred, I just want my producer, I'd like to take a break and introduce everybody to a golfer by the name of Joe Gorman, who's here at the PGA. And let's you and him.
While he's walking over, the golf swing is really a medical problem. This is my message. Will continue to be. It is a medical problem. How you get that club head around on the tee is not a golf problem. It's a medical problem because you're dealing with parts of the anatomy. So you have to realize that. And if it's going to go well, every part that you have, like I described, has to work synchronously, one after the other. And so if it doesn't, then you're going to have a deviation in your swing. And the PGA instructors are not trained this way, and my message is to get them trained that way. Yes, sir. How are you?
Hi, Joe. Thank you a lot for joining us.
Thank you, guys.
Joe, tell us a little about yourself, what you do here at the PGA, and
okay.
You're a golfer.
All right, I'm a golfer, avid golfer. Been in the golf retail business about 25 years. I am the operations manager for this facility here in Delray Beach. This is one of our 19 stores throughout the country. Largest store in Florida, present time, and destinations job. Pretty much everybody that comes here looking for assistance on fitting for club recommendations or lessons to help improve their game.
So now one of the things that we're going to get you over at the driving range over here and show you swing, and the doctor's going to kind of diagnose it.
You got a problem, right?
We all have problems.
So tell me, after all your years of playing golf, you must have developed some problems in the neck, I'm assuming, or in the back, or somewhere?
Well, you know, it's, like I said, over the course of a career, you go through different, areas of your body that you'll either aggravate or, whether, for me, it was a pre-existing condition where I played baseball in college.
Okay.
Had a subluxation of a shoulder, and has limited some of my mobility in my shoulder region. Mm-hmm. But, and adjusting to that led to some back issues. Right. So, it's sort of a trickle-down effect.
The doctor's making a face over here, like, wait a second.
A trickle-down. Exactly, a trickle-down effect. So, yes, as we all get older...
You're young, Joe. Come on, look at us.
Well, trying to play at a competitive level with injuries is very difficult to do.
Okay, very difficult.
And, as you can see, some of the guys on tour, and number one player in the world, going through some back issues. Phil Mickelson withdrew yesterday.
Oh, really? What happened?
A lower oblique, and it's a
lower oblique.
Yeah, strain. Through the strained muscle through the abdomen.
Wow.
So it's just one of those things that there are a lot of different. We sell little bracelets here that to help people that they think helps. And,
but we
sell a ton of them. I don't know what it does. It's in the head or whatever. But
it's like copper bracelets. A couple of years ago. That's why I started researching this. I researched the golf swing. It's not been done.
No.
If you go Google it up if you want to, you will not find it.
No.
And like I did, so I figured it out. I am probably the world's expert on the golf swing from the medical point of view. Now, what you guys do is you'd have to know the art of golf. How do you play the course? That's what you need to know. That's the art. The get that swing out there should be the medical thing.
Correct.
We'll try and see if that works out.
All right.
So I guess what we're trying to do is, meeting someone like you who's a golfer, and I'm assuming you got like a 5 handicap.
A little bit lower than that, but yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
So what would happen if you were able to be diagnosed by the doctor when we go on the driving range over here and kind of find out that, wow, he could alleviate this problem. He could actually tell you where your problem is, and he could actually help you with that. Would that be something that you would be happy about?
Oh, absolutely. If you can sort of eliminate some of that pain and and get yourself to a point where you can now, of course, manage the course, without thinking, well, if I really try to go at this one, I'm really going to feel this, and so it definitely would be a benefit.
So now, one of the other things that always plagued me being a golfer, and my handicap, you can't fit it into that little box. So there's a lot of numbers in there that I can't get like 22 into that box correctly. So my game is getting better. We're going to take a little break now, and we're going to talk to Joe some more because this is very interesting. And Dr. Pinozo, who is the expert in treating the causes of pain. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Terry Minogue. I'm the general manager here at the Delray Beach PGA Tour Superstore. We're located just east of 95, one block on Linton Boulevard. We're celebrating here our 2-year anniversary, and we'd love for you to come visit us. Come check out our practice bays, our simulators. We have the latest and greatest in golf equipment. We have knowledgeable associates to help you with all your golf and tennis needs. As you can see, we have everything you could possibly need for golf and tennis. Come see us as we celebrate our 2-year anniversary. Come see us here where you have 50,000 square feet of all your golfing needs. A large putting green with over 1,000 putters. You can try them all. We want you to come in and see us and have some fun here in Delray Beach.
We're back. I heard you guys were talking during the break. Could you talk to the audience and let them know what you guys were talking about? It sounded pretty interesting. We've got people here that want to meet with you afterwards to talk to you about this great stuff you do. So let's hear what's going on.
The bone structure is out of turn. It's out of alignment a little bit. And we can get that back in permanently. And we do it with a fluoroscope. First we diagnose the problem. Then we look at it with the fluoroscope, very small, blow it up on the screen so we see it well. And then we usually use a couple of shots for it. And that takes care of the inflammatory change, the scar tissue that caused that turn in the first place. And you have to assume, well, the bone is out of whack there. Why is it out of whack? Why doesn't it go? Well, there's scar tissue there. And that's a new concept. Nobody talks about this, but it is true. So I'm able to find that piece of scar tissue and soften it down so it goes normal. And that's the end of that thing. It does not come down.
Wow.
And that's a promise.
Now, one thing, being a golfer, you heard of Bob Tosky, right?
Yes.
Talk to him a little about you and Bob Tosky, how you guys got together and how you
well, I followed him around for about 3 years to find out all about the golf swing,
right.
what it's supposed to do. And then I been working with pain problems for 40 years, so I kind of put things together. What happened to the anatomy that he's trying to get them to straighten out? Well, they can't do it because it's stuck in that process. So I would talk to him about what I could do for that, and then we worked together, and his subordinates that he trained also worked with me. And so we worked out the whole sequence and how it works, and I'm going to publish that, and I think pretty soon you could be able to get it on my website.
Right, pretty soon. Yeah, pretty soon, within the next couple of days, we'll be able to download everything that
how the spine works.
And actually have you on there, if you want.
All right. Well, I mean, that's Bob's one of the leaders in instruction for years. I mean, he's renowned. I mean, so
he's 87 and he still hits it 250 yards. I mean, this guy is okay.
Well, that's after you took care of him.
Yeah, I took care of him. Yeah.
That's great.
So, Joe, tell me, for being an expert in the game of golf and having this amazing handicap, is there a way that we could try to convince a lot of these pros out there that if you let Dr. Pinozo help you with the injuries that you have, which is the physiology of golf, and then have the pro teach them what clubs to buy at this beautiful place, the PGA Tour, and be able to help them improve their game through the art of golf? Is there a way that we could try to convince these pros will make more money? I'm assuming, wouldn't you?
Well, obviously, through instruction and through this, teaching, you would alleviate some of the items down the road, where instead of just sort of limiting your swing, your mobility in your swing, and hurting another part of your body, this would actually get you going faster. Which instead of creating bad habits, where they say your body wasn't feeling quite right in your shoulder or your back or in the middle of your back, you weren't able to lift your club and rotate. And then obviously you try to drive with your legs a little bit more.
After that, it's the art of golf.
Right.
Once you get the mechanism in pain-free, then it's how you play the game, and that's really what it should be all about. Not somebody has a backache, so he's got to go out. We fix that thing right now, and then go back in there.
Exactly.
Well, Dr. Pinozo, let me ask you a
You
question.
have a good understanding.
Yeah, he does know. Joe, no, we're going to take Joe on our next break, and we're going to bring him over there if he doesn't mind, and he's going to hit some balls, and Dr. Pinozo is going to show what problems he might have.
Okay.
And we're not going to treat you today because we have to get you on the machine. So today is not a treat day. Today is kind of a show where the pain is. There's been articles going around about Tiger Woods. I guess you guys, follow him being a pro. What does he realize that he could be cured without going for any more surgery? I mean, how do you get someone like a Tiger Woods to understand that there's something out there that's better that could actually fix you? I mean, how do you get to see this guy? I mean, if I was his manager and I'm watching my guy stopping in the middle of a tournament when we have someone here, I know a lot of people say, gee, how does he do it? Well, was it 72,000 happy patients now, Doc?
Yeah.
How do we get to that level? What's a magic wand that we need?
Well, I mean, I think you probably need to call Glenn Greenspan, his agent, and he's pretty much his manager. But I mean, I think a lot of the things that he's going through, are more of swing changes, things he's been working on with Sean Foley.
You see, this is the point. You should not change your swing. The swing should be natural. Look at a 12-year-old and see how he swings. That's a natural swing. That's what you want to get.
Correct.
Now, you could add strength to that. You could add distance to that. But it still has to be a normal swing.
Correct.
It can't be adjusted.
Right. Well,
that's my message.
But you look at him, it's like we talked about on the break, there's development. He's the guy that's getting bigger up top. Mm-hmm. So he's trying to rotate and he's trying to do things that his body's not accustomed to doing. And that's where the injuries are starting to break down.
And you really can't treat the injuries that way. It has to be done the way we've devised it. I'm serious about this. You're going to spend a lot of time and money trying to get these things treated. Change your swing, go to this adjuster or that exerciser, and it's not going to.
Yeah, Joe said something that's very interesting. I mean, today the golfers are big. I mean, remember those days with the John Daly era with the belly hanging over? I mean, golfers are athletes now. People said, golf isn't a sport. My God, I play golf. It's a sport. It's tough out there.
And they're tall. You realize, and it's a physics problem. If you're tall, your arms are going to be long. The club head is longer, and when that comes up, it's got such force because it goes the wrong way. You take somebody small like me, my swing is this way. Their swing is way out there. So there's a lot of poundage behind that.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why these courses have to get longer, I think.
Creating a bigger arc, correct.
Yeah.
So now, something that, being someone that works with the clubs all the time, is this, what makes a club better than the other club? There's a new driver coming out every day, and what make I don't want to put you on the spot, Joe.
No, that's all right.
I mean, this place is one of the most phenomenal for a golfer. I've never seen a place like this. I mean,
This is wonderful.
I mean, this is like a football field full of golf there. I mean, I was telling someone, you could get a tee from an outfit, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, to every single golf club that's available. Is there a difference really in a club?
There is. I mean, there is. We talked about the gentleman that's say 5'5", 5'6", is not going to have the same type of arc, not going to generate the same type of club head speed as somebody say 6'4".
Okay.
But there is also angles of exactly how they're striking the ball, spin rates. The technology today is such that pretty much we're working with swing, with the ball spin rates and things like that, keeping the golf ball in the air as long as we can. Reducing some of the drag, so there's some aerodynamics that goes into it. And that's pretty much has become pretty high tech as far as doing a proper fit. And here at the store, I mean, that's pretty much what all of our guys do.
But is it going to help somebody who can't swing there?
Absolutely. I mean,
that's the key, right?
Exactly. There's a lot of different things now as far as keeping the golf ball in the air. And somebody that's not, physically able to swing a golf club, I mean, there's some limitations. And what we're trying to do is try to provide enough air underneath the golf ball to carry it further so they can get more distance. Make the game a bit more enjoyable.
So the beauty of this is you take someone like you who's an expert on clubs. I mean, you probably know more about clubs than anyone I so far talked to you.
Right.
So if you were able to incorporate the ability for someone like Dr. Pinozzo to be able to have that person swing that club in perfect sync, wow. I mean, what would that person do for that?
I mean, make a big difference. I mean, obviously, if you get somebody in here in the net and wants to purchase a golf club from us that's pain-free, makes the fitting a lot easier.
Sure.
Where instead of somebody saying, well, you know what, sort of slept wrong last night, I'm not feeling quite up to myself, but it's one of those things that here at the Superstore, I mean, we've got a 90-day playability. So obviously, this person has the ability to take a golf club out, buy it, once they buy it, and play with it for 90 days. But in the same sense, if they're not pain-free, then there's going to be an issue as far as the fitting goes.
So do you recommend some treatment for that before they?
Well, it's
while they're using it the 90 days.
No, I mean we have never incorporated a sort of a physical therapy or that type of thing. We don't get into the physical therapy, but I'm saying is
right now. Okay,
exactly. But this is sort of we don't do any of that. We haven't done anything like that here in the store before.
It gives you credibility.
Well, I got an idea. Here's a challenge to everyone out there, everybody, including you, Joe, and you could say you don't want to listen to it, but what if we could do, I have an idea, just came to me, what if we could do an event here where we invite golfers to come to one of the stores I've ever seen in my life, and folks, I don't work here, so I'm telling you, this is amazing, and be able to have Dr. Pinozzo diagnose them and see and let them know where the problems are, and you or people at the PGA give them the right club once they get cured. Is that something that you think would be an idea that we could?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, good.
Definitely. I mean, who wouldn't like to be able to hit a ball a little bit further?
I would. Everyone would. Yeah.
Pain-free. Exactly.
So, okay. So after this, we're going to sit down and figure a way to
find a day.
Find a day where we can invite some of your contemporaries out here and people to see how they could incorporate the physiology and the science of golf into what you are an expert in. You're an expert in helping people buy the right club. And if you can't find a club here, folks, at the PGA store, you will never find a club anywhere. Don't go anywhere else. This is the place if you're a golfer, because it's right.
What we want to do is support the PGA, the art of golf, and to make it possible that everybody, including me, I've had a lot of lessons in my life. And the only thing they ever talked to me about was my thumbs, or I was lifting my head, but nobody ever told me about how I swung the club.
Exactly.
Because they didn't get it. They didn't understand the physiology. No one did. But we understand it now, and I think it should be part of the curriculum. We should take that anatomy course, just like they do other courses before they get certified. I think that's what they need. They need to take anatomy, physiology, course made for them, so they can pick out things that will affect the swing. And they're going to make more money because people will get more lessons.
Okay.
You like that?
I think the most important thing, as you know, as a golfer, is that 100 yards, shot, and everyone's a straightaway, and they can't go back. I mean, I was telling Doc, Tiger Woods, it'll be a 20-yard shot. He goes all the way back and hits it. How do you get that finesse to know how to hit that ball, that art of golf? I mean, how do you get that finesse to do it?
Well, it's like touch. It's once you develop the touch. I mean, and there are some players that will. Phil Mickelson hits it all over the course, but has the ability to escape. As an unbelievable short game. And that's part of it. I mean, it's understanding exactly what you can do.
So and that's what you understand.
Right.
So to me, what I want to do is I want to put a challenge out to all the golfers out there, providing you give me the permission to. So I may not be able to do it now.
Okay.
That we want to eventually, in the next couple of weeks, bring all the golfers here and have Joe showing the clubs that he feels after they swing what's good for them, and have Dr. Pinozo be able to at least give them the ability to get better.
Yeah.
This is, like he says, this is a one-of-a-kind. You can't go to the next facility and get this because this comes from the training that we have. It's not published, and you can't buy a book on it. So this is all coming out of here, but we show it very simple, beautiful, comes right out.
Joe, give the address to the place here and how people can find it if they're like somewhere in Dade County or somewhere else.
Well, we're conveniently located right off I-95, just east of 95 at 1040 Linton Boulevard. Right next to the Target. So we're just less than a quarter mile east of 95. 20 minutes from West Palm Beach, 25 minutes from Fort Lauderdale. So pretty easy to get to.
Doc, give out your number where people could call you and how to find you.
561-381-5800.
Now, Doc, what do you do differently than most doctors?
I answer the phone.
Okay. Have you ever heard of that, folks? Here's a guy that we've been on the radio before. We're actually doing a show and he gets 4 calls. And he answers the phone. He does everything himself. And the reason why you do that, a lot of people who might be, why do you do that when other doctors don't even attempt to do something like that?
Well, we try to find out what the problem is over the phone to see if I can do anything for them.
Okay.
I don't want anybody coming in that I can't help. And usually, if it's like a shoulder or a knee, we can do that quickly. So I can, if you have a lot of trouble, I can squeeze you right in for that. And I have to make those decisions. That's why I answer the phone.
So in other words, most people that you see, I'd say probably 75, maybe 80% of people that you see never see you again.
Well, the shoulders are like 2 or 3 days treatment, that's all. And knees are a little bit longer because you're dealing with a structure that is huge, ligament structure. We should pick up on this after the next break.
Yeah.
You'll understand where the pain actually comes from in shoulders and knees and hips. And they'll be surprised when they learn it.
We're going to be taking. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. We're going to be taking a break, and then we're going to come back. I'm going to let Joe. Joe's probably got a whole bunch of clients I want to see him, and I want to get Joe on the driving range. Okay. Joe, we're going to see you again. Thank you so much for stopping by and talking to Dr. Pinozo about the art of golf.
And guys, we'll see you in a little bit.
We're going to see you after we set up our cameras there.
It was good.
Okay. We will be back with Dr. Pinozo again. If anyone wants to call Dr. Pinozo, they can reach him at 561-381-5800. Or if you're in the neighborhood and you're really in a lot of pain, you could go to his office at 16244 Military Trail in Delray. We will be back. Thank you.
Have you ever had a business idea that you thought would be a great solution to tough challenges in today's world but have no idea of how to get started? You don't want to waste investment money on ideas that just don't work. Introducing Health and Wealth Seminars, a sophisticated advertising agency with over 40 years in the ad business. What makes Health and Wealth different from other agencies is that they fit your product into the public's need. They help put together the strategy of your business before you commit thousands of dollars just to find out that those ideas don't work. Health and Wealth Seminars carries advertising contracts, radio and television contracts, and even a production service contract that will cover all of your business needs. Call today 954-303-9563 and let Health and Wealth Seminars carry your business to the next level. The number is 954-303-9563. And remember that what happens when you don't advertise is nothing. 954-303-9563 is the number you need to get your business started in the right direction.
That segment with Joe Gorman and Dr. Pinozo, but let me just say what we're going to be doing, and we're going to be streaming this all over the website of Dr. Pinozo's, which is Pinozzo.tv. So you could go anytime you want to Pinozzo, P-A-N-N-O-Z-Z-O.tv, and learn what 72,000 people have learned. I don't have to go in for surgery.
You know, we were listening to that, and I was watching myself, and I got interested. What does he say? It was so interesting.
It is interesting.
It was me. So try it. It really is interesting for you. I think you'll hear things you'll never hear any other place.
And here's a lot of things that a lot of new listeners might not know is Dr. Pinozzo is a medical doctor graduating from Ohio State, and he just watched and studied the anatomy of the body, which most doctors don't. I mean, chiropractors, they say they can cure you.
I have a background in musculoskeletal medicine. In other words, pain. So we can treat any pain. Then we adjusted it to the golf swing.
So pain. Most golfers that I see today are in pain.
Yeah, they are, and that affects the golf swing, so that they can't swing. I mean, you're not going to hit that ball. Remember, the club head has to go between 90 and 120 miles an hour. Right. How are you going to get it that way? I mean, you have to be able to swing that club head, and all these parts have to work the same, together, in sequence, right down the line. Now we could parse out each piece that is abnormal and treat it separately, and that adds to the swing. I tested myself. I had 73 miles an hour.
Really?
Yeah, 73 miles an hour. I was 70 years old.
Yeah, but 73 miles an hour isn't bad.
So I devised an exercise program.
Really?
To get my strength up, and I got up to 115 miles an hour.
Really?
These are measured by the piece of equipment, and I think it was pretty accurate. So we could do that. I'll give you an exercise program to get your swing speed up. Then we could take the pain out of the golf swing, and the two together have to get you up to 120 miles an hour, 115 miles an hour. I mean, you may not be as good as a professional golfer, but these are athletes that are born that way. I mean, there's no way you can create that. How they do it is really amazing.
But what's amazing is now that we're starting to get the ear of a lot of golfers out there, where your expertise is the physiology of the swing, and what you said is correct. The golfer, you've got to stand this way, you can't move this arm, and what you said is so right. Someone that's in pain isn't going to go back, and he's going to move that arm, which is going to cause the ball to go in a different direction.
Well, we have an ability to find out where that pain is, and we do it on the swing. So in other words, we have somebody swing as hard as they can to create that pain.
Okay.
And then we do it 3 times, and we know where that pain is. So, because I know the anatomy and the physiology of the body, we know where that pain is. So that we take them and treat them, and take that pain right out. In 10 minutes, we go back and recreate that swing. Wow. And then you won't be able to find the pain. You're swinging right through it.
To golfers, this is worth, believe it or not, this is worth thousands and thousands of dollers, because golfers spend a lot of money. So now, what we're gonna create.
Can I tell you a story about
please,
football player?
Please, by all means.
I saw him the second time, And he said the first time I treated him, he had to retire because of a backache. So I treated that backache. I treated him one
With
day.
no surgery?
No surgery,
Okay.
one day. And didn't see him for 6 months, and he had another problem. So he came in and he said, if I had known you before I retired, I would have bought you a Ferrari because I lost $11 million.
Wow.
And I can tell you who it is. This is
No, we can't.
This is a real play.
I met the gentleman.
I said, that is amazing. So if you want to give me a Ferrari, I'll take care of you.
Well, here's something that really, I've been with you now for a long time, and what I'm trying to wrap my head around, and maybe you could answer this question. We know what you could do. You have 72,000 plus patients. I've come to talk to you sometimes. I can't even get in to see you because you got an office full of patients. Why these professional football teams that are spending all this money for what we call massage therapy, cold baths, and they're giving these guys hundreds of millions of dollars? Why aren't they given the opportunity for someone like you to work with that person to alleviate this pain so they get on the football field?
Well, I think the owners ought to reassess what they're doing.
Okay.
They cannot be impressed with a surgeon. Surgeons do, what do they do actually?
Operate.
They operate on what?
What they think where the problem is.
Parts.
Okay.
They operate a part and then you're gone. All right. Who treats you before the surgery and after the surgery? Who?
You, before
No.
rehab.
Trainers.
Trainers.
What do trainers know about this? They don't go to medical school.
No, that's correct.
I mean, they have no idea what they're really doing. They do whatever they're told. It's not a curriculum that I would suggest. But anyway, so you have between the surgeon who does procedures and the trainer who does hot packs and so forth. I don't do those.
No.
I've never done a hot pack in my life.
Does it work?
No.
What is this thing with hot and cold? I tried, it never works.
It's useless. Don't do it.
No.
It's ridiculous. So they have nobody between who can diagnose the problem and devise a treatment for it to make sure it comes out right. You know, a lot of these players get operated after the season, and then they don't come back.
Right.
I mean, they're out of it. You can't deal with a scar tissue around your knee if you don't last long.
So in other words, a lot of these guys that come back after this type of a surgery, they're never going to be playing 100% again.
They can't. You can't deal with the scar tissue.
So for all you traders out there, well, let me do this. For all you owners of major football
You got to
teams,
reassess this.
I think it would be worthwhile to at least give Dr. Pinozzo a call. I know how important it is for a player who gets hurt. You can call Dr. Pinozzo and talk to him anytime you want. 561-381-5800. That's 561-381-5800. Now, Dr. Pinozzo, if a trainer called you up or the owner of a sports team called you up, you have no problem sitting and talking with them?
Not at all.
No. And the beauty of Dr. Pinozzo is you will answer that phone call, and you get back to people within, I'm not going to say, let me just say one thing, folks. If you call him and it says busy, that means he's with a patient. But Dr. Pinozzo does get back to you, usually that same day. Am I right, Dr. Pinozzo?
Oh, yes.
Okay. And if you know what, if you get frustrated, you can't get him right away, you could always visit him at 16244 Military Trail in Delray Beach, where he'll be more than happy. And if it's something that he can cure right away, and usually like a neck problem or a shoulder problem, something you can cure. Talk to me about this, because I always am fascinated by migraine headaches. It always fascinates me. I know we're in a golf spot, and a lot of golfers who suffer from migraine headaches, they can go out and play golf. A golfer will give anything to play golf. Rain, shine, or snow, or sleep. Why are people taking all these medicines? Why?
I don't know. Just don't know.
Ridiculous, right?
They're treating an idea, which is headache.
Okay.
But it's a symptom.
Right.
It has a source. It is a pain, referred pain, but it has a source. Neurologists who treat this are not trained in musculoskeletal medicine. So there's your first point. They don't examine the neck. All these headaches are from the neck. So if you know how to treat it, you can treat these out. And we had showing him a picture of this. The migraine itself is isolated to one joint, which is where
Let's hold it up so people can see that. Can you see that,
the skull
Mr.
is
Producer?
in the first bone. That's migraine.
Right.
We devised a method of injecting that, and you get relief right now. I mean, it's like a minute, 2 minutes. That's it.
And when someone goes for this
And it
treatment,
doesn't go back. It doesn't like
Really?
No, it does not come back.
So all those, what was it, epinephrine that they shoot